Today I want to talk to you about the three levels of targeting the right audience with your marketing message, because a lot of people are getting this wrong. They're hitting the first and the second levels, but by missing out on that important third level that we're going to talk about here, it could be costing you a whole lot of money. So if this is your first time joining us, my name is Neil. This is part of the Holy Buckets series, which is a free video training that we're doing on Facebook, kind of an experiment that we're running over here. To your right are each of the different buckets that we talk about throughout these videos. Really, it's my goal here to provide really valuable information. And today I want to give you some of my best inside secrets on how to target the right audiences. So let's dive right into that. If I offered to sell you this cup of water for $20, you would probably look at me, rightfully so, as if I had lost my mind. But now, what if you just spent 3 days lost in the desert and I came along with this cup of water? Well, at that point, you might be willing to pay me 5 times that amount for this same cup of water. That's targeting at level 1, which is simply putting your message in front of people who want or need what it is that you have to offer. That's critical. It's the kind of the basics of marketing 101. You've got to be putting your message out in front of the right people who want what you have to offer. Now, if you're in a medical environment, which most of our clients are, that's where kind of our expertise lay, then you probably are also doing targeting at level 2, which is geographic, or the area. So most of our doctors, our practices, know that their patients aren't likely to drive much more than 5 to 10 miles to get to the practice, to get those services. A lot of them are recurring types of services. Now, of course, we work with clients. Some people will drive 50 miles or more in certain cases, depending on what it is you have to offer, the type of service, how in demand it is, and how available the supply of it is. But in most cases, most practices know that, yeah, people are only going to drive 5 to 10 miles. So we need to not only find people who want or need what we have, but we got to find those people who live within that, say, 5 to 10 mile radius, which is level number 2. So let me tell you a quick story here. We work with doctors, chiropractors, integrated medical clinics, I mentioned, helping them bring in new patients for their practices so they can grow. But we don't have contracts for our clients. It's just one of those things. We don't believe in them. It kind of keeps us honest. Our philosophy is if we're not generating results for our clients, we don't want them to feel like they're just stuck only using us for another 6 or 12 months unhappy. We don't want that. But what that means is that they can then occasionally stray off and explore. So every couple of months or so, we'll talk with one of our clients who got lured away by another agency promising how green the grass was, on the other side of the fence. Inevitably, they come back to us, usually about $10,000 to $30,000 poorer, because they were convinced to try, whether it's a direct mail or newspapers, TV and radio, any of those kind of mass market marketing vehicles. And so they come back to us and they had generated, here's the thing, those almost always will generate a lot of leads for you, because they're finding the people in groups 1 and 2. They're finding people who want or need what you want, and they're finding people who generally live within your area. So they always generate leads, but then the clients never quite understand why they were unable to convert any of those leads into actual paying patients. Well, let me give you an even better example. Most of our clients do what we would call a high-ticket cash-based service. They sell medical services to patients who pay cash for those services. A lot of times they're just not covered under insurance. So let me give you a specific example. We have several clients who do a neuropathy treatment. Probably most of you know what neuropathy is. It's kind of burning, tingling, numbness in the hands and feet, usually brought on by diabetes. But we have some doctors who have come up with this incredible treatment. It really works. Literally has been scientifically proven to regenerate the nerves in the hands and the feet, give those people their mobility back, and take away a tremendous amount of pain. Now, the service, however, is not covered by insurance, and it's a $2,000 service. So if we only met targeting criteria 1 and 2, then what's happening, and believe me, we learned this unfortunately the hard way. So we ran a campaign, and after a short little while, asked the client, how's the campaign going? Are you making sales? And what we hear is, yeah, it's generating, we're getting a lot of leads coming in, but unfortunately none of these people can afford to pay for this service because they've missed out on targeting tier number 3. Particularly as it relates to medical and cash-based services, you've got to have that income component filtered in there or layered in there as well. So we quickly went back to the targeting, and we added the important third layer of income. So when you're doing a mass market type of platform, let's say radio or TV or newspaper, those are what we call kind of a spray and pray approach. All you can do is kind of shoot the message out there and hope that it falls on the right people and that they respond to that message. There's no real targeting other than maybe geographically, because you know that the TV spots or the radio ads are only in a certain geographic market. Oftentimes, many people still outside of your radius that they're going to come to you. Versus, compare that to like a Facebook platform. You guys all know, if you've seen me before, that we're big Facebook fans. We spent $1.2 million on the platform last year just on ads. But I'm not like a Facebook fanboy. Facebook for us is actually a huge pain in the rear end. We have a whole team of people here whose job it is just to try to keep up with the changes and the algorithms and the interface, the ad manager. They're constantly changing. It is not fun, I promise you, to keep up with that, but it is the absolute best platform there is for this level of detailed marketing. On that platform, we can go out and find all women between, let's say, the age of 30 and 45 who drive a Lexus, who buy luxury brands, who live in a house with a minimum of $150,000 household income, home values of, let's say, $400,000 and above within a 7-mile radius. I can be that specific in the targeting. For pennies per ad impression, I can put that ad in front of the absolute right person repeatedly over and over again. As compared to kind of the shotgun spray and pray approach, it always wins hands down. But think of it the other way as well. You put your ad in a newspaper and you get, let's say, 100 phone calls that come in from that. You think initially that's great, but 98 of those 100 people can't afford what you've got. And so now your time and your staff's time are all spent filtering out unqualified leads. Many of those make it all the way into a consult because they kind of hem or haw, maybe I've got the money, maybe I don't. Now you're spending your time in consults with patients who aren't, or prospects who aren't even qualified. So I just wanted to kind of relay that there's really 3 important tiers that you've got to hit. You've got to hit the want and the desire. You've got to hit the geography, the geographic area, but you also need to hit, particularly again, medical cash-based services. You've got to have that layer of income qualifications as well. When you hit all 3 of those, that's when you're going to see your campaigns firing on all cylinders. You're going to be getting more qualified leads in the door, into consults, and converted into patients. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. As always, if you know someone who you think might be interested in getting these kind of tips and tricks, certainly I would appreciate it if you would share this with them. Let me know if there's a particular topic or idea or marketing concept that you would like us to go into, and I'm happy to do that here on these videos for you. Let's see, I didn't even put my number up below, but right below here, if you'd like to reach out and talk to me personally about your marketing, about the targeting you're doing, about how we can help you reach that right audience, go to this website here, and there's a short form there. Fill it out, and it'll basically give you the opportunity to set up a call on our calendar. So that's it for today. I appreciate your time, as always, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.